Hey everyone, AJ here. Welcome to the channel where we talk about personal responsibility, leadership, and matters of inspiration for you to become a better person. Today, I want to talk about something that may help you when you are thinking about. This will help you when you know that you're being frustrated by your expectations of yourself and others' expectations of you. I want to share something very powerful that was told to me. So you see, I used to be frustrated when people didn't understand me, people didn't get me, people didn't really want to see my point of view, and I really got really frustrated when I'm the type of person that if I'm dedicated to helping you, if I'm dedicated to making your life better, I will go down to the wire. I will sacrifice my sleep, I'll sacrifice my time, I'll drive 3 hours to go and see you. And also, I generally would like to be a person that is understanding. Instead of me berating another person for not acting a way in which I didn't expect them to act, I would be like, wonder what's going on with that person. What is that person going through? But when people didn't give me the same courtesy, when people were not understanding when I was understanding to them, when people would take more than they would give, when people were just wasting my time and just carry on living their lives without me, I was really frustrated, dejected, and I was saying to myself something that's really immature, I believe. I would say to myself, that is not fair.
Jay! You think you can do this to me?
And then I heard something that's very powerful. Just because you have a certain standard, it doesn't mean that everybody else does. Just because you have a certain standard, it doesn't mean that everybody else does. Just because you see the world a certain way, doesn't mean that everybody else does. Just because you have a high moral standard or you have a high work ethic, it doesn't mean that everybody else does. And this will help you to not be frustrated when you are the person who's always early and other people are late. When you are the person who's always doing the right thing and other people are not. When you are the person who's willing to help and other people are not willing to help. It has nothing to do with the other people. You need to take a good look at yourself. Are you going to drop your standards or let life change your name and change your nature and change who you are because other people don't have the standard that you do? Just because you think a certain way doesn't mean other people will do so. So you need to get very clear on what your standard is and what your value is and what you hold dear. Just because you want to be the person that's always on time doesn't mean that everybody else will be. Just because you're the person who's willing to open up doors for other people, it doesn't mean other people will open up the doors for you. Just because you're willing to give other people opportunities doesn't mean that other people are going to give the opportunity back to you. And it does not necessarily mean they're good people. It doesn't mean that they necessarily mean that they're bad people or evil people. It just means they have a different standard and they see the world a different way. Stephen Covey said this very well in his book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and he said, seek first to understand than to be understood. And if you understand that human beings are generally self-centered and generally selfish, your life will be a whole lot easier. So I would encourage you to not be dejected when other people don't meet you where you are, when other people don't act the way that you act, speak the way that you speak, operate in the way that you operate, or see the world the way that you see the world. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Give them a break. Let them alone. But be firm in what your standard is. Just because you have a standard, whatever it is, of being on time, of being courteous, of being kind, of being hardworking and diligent, at being the person who is always going to do the right thing first, even though other people are not, get clear on that standard, because that is between you and you. No one else can dictate that standard for you. So use that when you find yourself in a situation where you are always working hard and other people are slacking. Use that when you are endeavoring to always tell the truth, at least not lying, and other people you know they're lying. Don't devolve and betray yourself and your own integrity. Give yourself the peace of mind that knowing that even though you have the standard, doesn't mean that everybody else has that. But doesn't mean that you should change who you are.